Hello everyone, this is Jennifer. So we're going to start out with the simple question and solutions for the ratio analysis. So our first question is opening and closing balances of debtors are 40,000 and 60,000 respectively. Debtors velocity is 2.4, which is nothing but debtors turnover ratio. Calculate credit sales. So they have given the opening and closing debtors and they have given the debtors velocity ratio. So now we are supposed to calculate the credit sales. So when we use the formula as debtors turnover ratio, the formula is net annual credit sales divided by average debtors. So 2.4 is your debtors turnover ratio. Net annual credit sales, we don't know, it's an unknown figure. Average trade debtors, how are we supposed to calculate? Opening debtors plus closing debtors divided by 2, which is 40,000 plus 60,000 divided by 2. So 40,000 plus 60,000 is 1 lakh divided by 2, which you will get 50,000. So when you cross multiply, credit sales is equal to 2.4 into 50,000, which is 1 lakh and 20,000. So our next question is average stock of a firm is 50,000 and its opening stock is 6,000 less than the closing stock. Find out its opening and closing stock. So they have told us to find out the opening and closing stock. In this question, if you see, they are telling opening stock is 6,000 less than the closing stock. If they give like this, assume any one of the figure to be X. So let your closing stock be X. Average stock is equal to opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. So that is your formula, right? So when closing stock is X, what will be your opening stock? 6,000 minus X, because opening stock is 6,000 less than the closing stock. So when you implement that particular thing in the formula, you'll get average stock, which they have given in the question as 50,000, is equal to opening stock is X minus 6,000 plus closing stock, which we consider to be X, divided by 2. So when you cross multiply, you get 1 lakh is equal to X minus 6,000 plus X. So 1 lakh is equal to 2x minus 6,000. So 2x is equal to 1 lakh plus 6,000. X is equal to 1 lakh 6,000 divided by 2, which is 53,000. So keeping this, we can find out the opening and closing stock. So closing stock, which we found it out as 53,000, which is your X figure. Now what is your opening stock? Closing stock minus 6,000. So 53,000 minus 6,000, which is 47,000. So moving on to our next question, which is gross profit ratio is equal to 20% on sales. Gross profit is 1 lakh. Cash sales is 1 lakh 20,000. Average debtors is 95,000. They have told us to calculate the debtors turnover ratio. So if you see in the question, the debtors turnover ratio, they have told us to calculate. The formula to calculate the debtors turnover ratio is net annual credit sales divided by average receivables. So net annual credit sales, do we have? We do not have. The average receivables, do we have? We do not have. So first let us calculate it individually. So if you see the gross profit ratio, they have given, gross profit they have given, and by this formula we can calculate the net sales. So gross profit ratio is equal to gross profit divided by net sales into 100. So 20 is your gross profit ratio is equal to 1 lakh divided by net sales into 100. So 20 into net sales is equal to 1 lakh into 100, which is 1 crore. 10 million, 1 lakh into 100, 10 million. So 20 into net sales is equal to 10 million. So net sales is equal to 10 million divided by 20. So you get your net sales to be 5 lakh. So if you see, we are supposed to calculate the net annual credit sales. So the total sales that we have is 5 lakhs. In that, the cash sales which they have given in the question is 1,20,000. So if you minus, you'll get your credit sales. So 3,80,000 is your total credit sales. And what about your average receivables? They have given debtors to be 95,000. Nothing else they have given, nor the opening debtors or closing debtors or bills receivable or closing bills receivable. So we consider this to be our average receivables. So 3,80,000 is your net annual credit sales divided by 95,000, which is your average receivables. So your debtors turnover ratio is 4 times. So moving on to the next question. So they have given, from the following, compute current ratio, quick ratio and absolute liquid ratio. So we are supposed to calculate 3 ratios. They have given the current assets and current liabilities. So let us look into each item. Stock in trade is a current asset, creditors current liabilities, debtors current asset, bills payable current liabilities, cash in hand current asset, prepaid expenses is a current asset, and bills receivable is a current asset. So we'll look into all our ratio. So calculation of current ratio. Current ratio is equal to current assets divided by current liabilities. So current assets we have 1 lakh, which is stock in trade, 80,000 which is debtors, 40,000 which is cash in hand, 5,000 prepaid expenses, 45,000 bills receivable. So total you get up to 2,70,000. So 45,000, 5,000, 40,000, 80,000, 1 lakh. So you get 2,70,000. This is 45,000. So current liabilities is, what are your current liabilities according to the question? Creditors 60,000 and bills payable 10,000, which you get 70,000. So current ratio is current asset divided by current liabilities. 2,70,000 divided by 70,000, which you get 3.86 times. Okay, so next they have told us to calculate quick ratio. So quick ratio, quick assets divided by current liabilities. So how do we basically calculate quick assets? Current assets minus stock plus prepaid expenses. So 2,70,000 is your current assets minus what is your stock to 1 lakh and prepaid expenses is 5,000. So total you get up to 1,65,000. So quick ratio is equal to 1,65,000. Quick ratio is equal to 1,65,000 divided by 70,000. So which is equal to 2.35 times. Next we are supposed to calculate the absolute liquid ratio. So absolute liquid ratio formula is absolute assets divided by current liability. Absolute assets are which easily can be converted into cash or cash in hand and cash at bank. So if you see in the question, only we have cash in hand, which is 40,000. So 40,000, or if you need to calculate like this also, you can calculate absolute asset is equal to quick assets minus the debtors and bills receivable. Okay, which is quite long time. So quick asset is 1,65,000 minus 80,000 plus 45,000, which is 40,000. This 40,000 is nothing but your cash in hand if you look into the question. So absolute liquid asset is equal to 40,000 divided by a current liability 70,000, which is equal to 0.57 times. So moving on to our next question, which is, from the following calculate debtors turnover ratio, debt collection period in months. They have given the total sales for the year, cash sales they have given. So 3,75,000 minus 75,000, you get the credit sales to be 3 lakhs. And at the beginning of the year they have given debtors 30,000, bills receivable 10,000. At the end of the year, debtors 45,000, bills receivable 15,000. So they have told in the question to calculate the debtors turnover ratio and debt collection period. So debtors turnover ratio formula is what? Net annual credit sales divided by average receivables. So net annual credit sales is equal to total sales minus cash sales, which is total sales they have given in the question to be 3,75,000 minus cash sales is 75,000. So the net annual credit sales is 3 lakhs. Average receivable is opening receivable plus closing receivable. If you see here in this question, they have given the opening and the closing balances. So total both the things. So opening debtors plus opening bills receivable is 30,000 plus 10,000, which is 40,000. Closing receivable, which is closing debtors plus closing bills receivable, which is 45,000 plus 15,000, which is 60,000. So the average receivable is equal to 40,000 plus 60,000 divided by 2. So 1 lakh divided by 2, which is 50,000. So debtors turnover ratio is equal to 3 lakh, which we calculated it as net annual credit sales, and divided by 50,000, which is nothing but a average receivable. So debtors turnover ratio is 6 times. So debt collection period, how are we supposed to calculate the debt collection period? 12 months divided by the debtors. If you have debtors turnover ratio calculator, you can use this formula. So 12 months divided by debtors turnover ratio, 12 divided by 6, which is equal to 2 months. So 6 times is the debtors turnover ratio. 12 divided by 6, 2 months. So moving on to the next question. The following information given about Bharat Nirman Company for the year ending 31st March 2016. So they've given certain information in your question. This is a complete indirect question, and they have told us to calculate certain things like the average stock, average payment period, purchases, working capital, turnover ratio. So when you look at a question like this, first you need to analyze every information will be used for calculation for one or the other part. Okay, so that is what you're supposed to keep in mind. So taking out each factor, you're supposed to calculate one or the other thing. So now if you see gross profit ratio, they have given 20% on sales they have given. So can't you calculate what is your gross profit? So let us start with that. Given gross profit is equal to 20% of sales, so gross profit is equal to 2 lakhs into 20%, which is 40,000. So using this gross profit amount, can't we calculate the cost of goods sold? So cost of goods sold is equal to sales minus gross profit. So 2 lakhs minus 40,000, which is 1 lakh and 60,000. So now if you see average stock, how are we supposed to calculate average stock? With the use of stock turnover ratio. In the formula we have average stock. So let us use stock turnover ratio. In the question they have given the stock turnover ratio to be 6 times. Okay, so 6 is equal to cost of goods sold, we have found out to be 1,60,000. So is equal to 1,60,000 divided by average stock. So if you cross multiply, you get your average stock to be 26,667. Okay, and now what is the next thing that we are supposed to calculate? Average payment period, purchases, working capital. Next, what information have they given? Closing stock is 10,000 more than the opening stock. So whenever they give closing stock is 10% more than the opening stock, I have always told you all, consider any one of the factor to be X. So let opening stock be X. They have told closing stock is 10,000 more than opening stock. So closing stock is equal to X plus 10,000. So average stock is what? Opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. So X plus 10,000 divided by 2 is equal to average stock we already found out, which is 26,667. So 26,667 into 2, which is equal to 2x plus 10,000. Therefore if you cross multiply, 2x is equal to 53,333 minus 10,000. You find out the x factor, it is 21,667. Now we got to know opening stock is 21,667. So what is your closing stock? 10,000 more than your opening stock. So 21,667 plus 10,000, you get 31,667, which is nothing but your closing stock. Next information what they have given or what they have asked us to find out is purchases. We have our opening stock, we do not know our purchases, we have a gross profit, which is equal to sales plus closing stock. This is nothing but in your trading account, if you look, your debit side and your credit side will be equal, right? So whatever comes in your debit side and whatever comes in your credit side. So 21,667 plus purchases plus 40,000 is equal to 2 lakhs plus 31,667. So now when you find out the unknown figure, which is your purchases, you get it out to be 1,70,000. Now average payment period, which they have told us to calculate in the question. The average payment period formula is average creditors divided by purchases into number of days. So average creditors we know because they have given the opening and closing creditors in the question, which is 20,000 plus 30,000 divided by 2, which is 50,000 divided by 2, 25,000. So 25,000 is your average creditor. So 25,000 divided by 1,70,000 into 365, which is 53.67 days. So you consider it to be 54 days. Now last but not the least, they have told us to calculate working capital ratio in the question. So working capital ratio formula is cost of goods sold divided by net working capital. So cost of goods sold we calculated, which is 1,60,000 divided by net working capital, which they have given in the question 50,000. So it is 3.2 times. Moving on to our next question. The following are the balance sheet of Archita Limited for the year 2014 and 15. So they have given the balance sheet and they are telling us to calculate so many ratios, which is current ratio, asset test ratio, proprietary ratio and fixed asset to shareholders ratio. This is a direct kind of question, so using the given information you can directly calculate the given ratio. So current ratio, what are you supposed to calculate? Current ratio. Current ratio formula is current assets divided by current liabilities, which is equal to current asset is equal to stock plus debtors plus cash plus prepaid expenses. We have 2 years given, okay, which is 2014 and 15, 14 and 15. So consider your current asset. What are your current assets? Stock, debtors, cash and prepaid expenses. So for year by year we total it up and it comes up to 1 lakh and 1,70,000. So current liabilities, creditors plus proposed dividend for the year 2014 it is 50,000, 2015 it is 70,000. So current ratio for the year 2014 is 1 lakh divided by 50,000. So current assets divided by current liabilities is equal to 2 times, and current ratio for the year 2015 is 1,70,000 divided by 70,000, which is 2.43 times. Now calculation of the next ratio, they have told in the question to calculate the asset test ratio. Asset test ratio, the formula is quick assets divided by current liability. Quick assets formula is current assets minus stock plus prepaid expenses. So respectively for each year we will minus the stock and prepaid expenses. So we get 50,000 and 90,000 as quick assets. So 50,000 divided by 50,000, which is your current liability, remains the same. So it is 1 time for 2014 and 1.28 times for 2015. Now next ratio they have told us to calculate is calculation of fixed assets to shareholders fund ratio. So fixed assets to shareholders fund ratio, the formula is fixed assets divided by shareholders fund. So fixed assets to shareholders fund for the year 2014, fixed assets in the question we have 2 lakhs, and shareholders funds will include share capital, reserves and surplus and profits. So 1 lakh plus 50,000 plus 50,000, so you get 2 lakhs. So fixed assets to shareholders fund is 2 lakhs divided by 2 lakhs. Fixed assets also is 2 lakhs and your shareholders fund also is 2 lakhs. So fixed asset to shareholders fund is 1 time, and for the year 2015 it is 2,30,000 fixed assets and shareholders fund is fixed asset is 2,30,000, shareholders fund is 1 lakh plus 50,000 plus 1 lakh. What is this? It is your equity capital plus your reserves plus your profit, which is 2 lakh and 50,000. So 2,30,000 divided by 2,50,000, it is 0.92 times. So the last ratio that they have told us to calculate is a proprietary ratio. So proprietary ratio is equal to net worth or shareholders funds divided by total assets. So for the year 2014, net worth is 2 lakhs. How do you get this 2 lakhs? Basically is your share capital plus reserve plus your profit, which we already calculated for the previous formula, that 2 lakhs divided by 3 lakhs, which is nothing but your total assets, which you get from your total of your balance sheet. So if you see the total of your balance sheet, your total asset for the year 2014 is 3 lakhs, so it's equal to 0.66 times. And for the year 2015, 2 lakh 50,000 divided by 4 lakh, which is 0.62 times. So this 2 lakh 50,000 is nothing but your share capital plus reserve plus profit divided by your total asset, which is 4 lakh for the year 2015, is equal to 0.62 times. So thank you everyone. Thank you.